In this video, we're going to be reviewing the Duo piano, the Spliceable portable piano. Make sure you are subscribed, you're following me on Instagram, and leave a comment below because we're going to be giving out this keyboard to a lucky winner. Now we need 250 likes on this video before we do it. This one's a little bit more expensive than the other ones we have reviewed. Let's start by unboxing this keyboard. Pulling it out of the protective case, we have the two halves of the keyboard here, nicely packaged. Looks like a nice clean layout here. We're going to open up this little bag and see what we have. So first and foremost, we have the pedal. Now this one doesn't have that click, so we're gonna have to test that out and see if it's just an on-off mechanism or if we're able to do partial pedaling as well. We have a USB-C cable here. We have the manual, nice and small and tidy. So we'll take a look at all of these features. They provide us with a block for charging and to plug this piano in. Okay, let's unbag these guys here. There is the left half that gives us the bass tones. Here is the treble half, the right half of the keyboard. And this is the one that we're going to be plugging in. Okay, so we have the two halves of the Duo piano, the Spliceable portable piano. We're going to play around with the different controls here, and we're going to follow along with the manual. We have our pedal plugged in. We have the power plugged in via the USB-C cable, and this is the power button. So I'm going to press that and turn this on. Now I'm just going to use this bottom half for demonstrations, and later on we can plug in the rest of the piano here. Okay, so let's open up our trusty manual and see what we have here. So we have a description of all of the plugins, headphone, MP3, microphone, sustain pedal we have plugged in, USB/MIDI interface, and that's also our power. We have that plugged in, and then we have a power switch. Now, this is a USB/MIDI interface. We should be able to plug this into a computer and potentially start composing with notation software. We'll experiment with that. Now, my first concern is, will we get power? Will we get enough power from the computer to be able to turn this on? Let's move on here. So we have all of our function keys. We have the tone plus, tone minus buttons. So that would be tone plus, tone minus. We are on 000 here. 001. I'm going to leave it at 001. That's a pleasant tone for demonstrations. It doesn't have too much of the high pitches, the high frequencies. Now for tones, we jump over to tone plus and minus. There are 128 different tones. We have the volume plus and minus. So right now we were at 8. If I go down to 0, we have nothing. We go up to 16. It's quite loud. I'm going to bring this down to, let's say, 6. Okay, we have start, stop, demo, okay on, metronome, chord, record, play, split, sustain, rhythm plus, minus, tempo plus, minus, transpose, plus, and minus. Charging indicator. So we have this interface here with 3 digits showing us where we are in terms of some of these different functions. It is not applicable to PD fast charging line. The charging indicator is red and turns green when it is full. So we are charging batteries in here. Now, do we get batteries with this? So it doesn't look like there's anything to open up here. So there must be a built-in battery for this to continue working. We are at a red light here, so we're going to continue leaving that plugged in, obviously, so we can hear what we're doing. And if it turns green, we'll try unplugging it and seeing if it will play and for how long. Battery charging time is about 5 hours. Okay, never mind, we're not going to do this for 5 hours. Please charge it more than 6 hours for the first time. Power adapter, 5 volt, 2 amps. There's a protection function. Whoops, they forgot a letter. So this thing will shut down automatically. We have the headphone jack, so we can plug that in and just play to ourselves. The mic function, can sing along while playing. MP3 interface, connect to MP3 or other external audio sources. Double channel surround sound effect. We have this sustain pedal. So let's take a good look at this sustain pedal. It doesn't give a click. This is an indication that this might actually be able to do partial pedaling. So let me just do a broken chord over and over. I'll turn up the volume and I will slowly press this pedal. Still nothing. 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 We're sort of getting almost like partial pedal. Now it's full pedal and I'm pretty much squeezing it all the way now. I'll slowly let go. It almost seems like partial pedal is available to us, but it's not very consistent. So that's kind of neat though. Partial pedaling is quite an advanced technique anyways, but this is a neat little pedal. I like the fact that it doesn't have that click. It's more of a natural feel to it. We talked about the interface here. We have 3 digits. MIDI function. So we'll be able to connect that to a computer, and we'll have to get that fully charged to play around with that, I am assuming. 2 built-in quality external speakers. Well, yeah, we can definitely hear sound. Quality is subjective. Sound effects. System built-in sound effects. Sustain. Okay, so that's what we've been playing with. Digital tube. That's the screen that they're talking about here. Hardware. Built-in power amplifier circuit. Tone plus and minus. We talked about the 128 different tones. Volume plus and minus. There are 16 different volumes. Volume levels, I should say. Start and stop. Starts and stops all of the different functions here, and we will start playing around with those functions. So the first function we have is the demo. There are 15 demo songs. So we'll press the demo button. Turn down the volume a little bit. Let's see if I can play along with the demo. So you can play along with the demo. All right, so we have $15 demos. Great. We can play along with those, so we can work on improvising. The OK On. Now, with the Foldano foldable keyboard, we had this OK On feature. And this is where we turn this into a teaching mode. So it'll play a song. What we do here is we play any key on this keyboard, and following the proper rhythm of the melody, which I have no idea what this song is, we'll be able to play the melody. I'm totally guessing and it's not working out. So for that feature, you definitely need to know what the melody is to be able to play along with that. But it is a very cool feature. Moving on, we have a metronome. So we press the metronome button. The first one is just a generic tone. And to speed it up, okay, the rhythm button, is it doing anything? No, it's not doing anything. All right. It would be nice if you could reset by pressing both buttons, but that doesn't work. Okay, so metronome, how do we speed this up? Oh, okay, well, I should probably look a little closer. We do have a tempo button. I don't know why I'm saying button so weird. Button. So we can change the tempo. Very good. We will try changing the rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and my fingering is off. All right, let's get rid of that. 4 beats per measure. Start, stop, done. Okay, metronome works, great. Chord. This button I had trouble with on the Foldano keyboard. Now, if somebody has left a message, I'll have to go check that out and see if it's been figured out. But it says, during the playing rhythm of the system, which I'm assuming is playing like the demo or maybe the OK on. There is a rhythm button here, but anyways, we'll get there in a bit. Okay, so the chord one, let's come back to that. Sustain, prolong the keys of the end of the time. Wow, that sounds epic. We have the split button, dual keyboard function switch. Wish I could see these buttons better. Okay, split, on. What does it say? Dual keyboard function switch. This function can divide the 88 keys into two ranges for playing. The left keyboard is A1 to E5, E, 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 that's E4, to here then. And what do we have? The right keyboard is F5 to C9 before segmentation and F4 to C8 after segmentation. When the double keyboard function is turned on, the main part can be used as a 44-key keyboard. The auxiliary part is not connected. And when connected, the auxiliary part is a complete 88-key electric piano. Okay, very cool. So if we want to play this half down here, we can hit the split button, and then we don't need to assemble the whole keyboard. Awesome, I love it. Record/play. So we have a record button. Oh, stop. I'll hit record again. Hopefully that stopped. Oh, perfect, it recorded. My lovely performance. Beethoven would be proud. Oh, and it recorded. Cool. So it'll record anything else you do, including all of your speech and conversations you're having. No, I'm just joking. But that is a really cool feature. Rhythm plus minus. Press the start/stop button to start the rhythm mode, and then press rhythm plus or rhythm minus. Okay, start/stop button. If I do that, rhythm plus. Okay, it's working. Now what do I do? Then press rhythm plus minus to select rhythm. 128 kinds of rhythm. Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay, I like that. Wow, so many different rhythms. Start, stop. Now, let's jump back up to chord. During the playing rhythm of the system, okay, so I'm guessing this. We hit the chord button. Yes. It was playing a full chord for us. Awesome, we figured it out. During the rhythm part here, we'll stop that. While we have the rhythm going, we can add chords. Actually, let me try something here. I'll hit the chord button. That's giving me an accompaniment. The only thing is, it's doing a chord with everything I'm playing. Oh, so if you're playing with other musicians, you can just play that and have it continue. We just have a basic keyboard here when we don't have the chord button, chord function on. Neat. Okay, so it'll do a full accompaniment for you. You can improvise a little bit. So that was playing E major, F major. I like that. It would be nice though if we could do that in the left hand and then in the right hand play the actual melody, because then if you, let me stop this, then if you can use this feature for the Piano Hooks YouTube channel for those tutorials, because any of the left hand tones you play, it will build a full chord for you without you having to know what the tones of that chord are. So that is a neat feature, and we will play around with that a little bit more. Okay, tempo, plus and minus, we tried that. Transpose, plus and minus. So if we have, okay, so it'll, how many semitones will it transpose? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which makes sense because that's exactly half, and we could probably do minus 6. Yeah, exactly. 4, 5, 6. Good, so we get a full octave. Now, why is this a cool button? Well, because then you don't need to learn any scales except for one. Yay, I learned C major. Oh, I actually learned D flat major. Oh, and E flat. And D, I mean. There, now we're on E flat. E. But that is cheating because that is the E major scale. So, pretty cool. Transposing is, I mean, someone like Mozart could do it on the spot, and he didn't have a button like this. He would have to actually play transpose the whole thing into a different scale, to a different key. We have a list of all our tones. We have a list of all of our rhythms. We have a Bluetooth app function. Bluetooth app function, if I can speak today. iPhone connection, GarageBand, Perfect Piano and Piano Bar. So we have to download that app to get that working, and an Android phone connection. So we'll see if I can get some of these working, and we'll play around with that. So once in the Android Google Play Store here, you type P-O Piano. And we search it here. And this is the app that we want by Hey. So this is the one that I'm going to install on the phone, and we're going to see what it does. Okay, so I tried to use the app, and I was hoping to play with the Bluetooth function, but unfortunately it didn't work. The green light is on, so we are charged. I am going to unplug this, light is off, and turn on the power button. Ooh, excellent. Wow, I always gravitate towards C major. Horrible. Okay, how about G flat major? So the last draw of the straw here is to see how this keyboard actually functions with this notation software that I have here. So I plug it into the computer, and I can see the charge indicator button here. So this keyboard is actually drawing power from the computer as it's plugged in. So I have the notation software pulled up here. So I'm going to make sure that the software can read the keyboard. Okay, so I'm clearly not able to get this to work. There must be some sort of driver that needs to be downloaded, because when I use my Roland keyboard to plug into the computer, it's going through an actual USB interface. So that USB interface has certain software that gets downloaded to the computer, and therefore it can read the signal properly from the keyboard. But we don't have that set up with this keyboard here. I've been able to connect the Duo piano to my laptop, and I have a program here where it'll actually visually play the key, and then we'll see the bars coming along. So I can use that to either play along with this program, or I can do what I have now, which is called free play. So if we look at the screen here, I can literally just play keys, and it will highlight those keys on this program and then show me the bars. Now the sound is coming out of the speaker of this keyboard. So I'm using the leftmost speaker. I don't have the full keyboard connected here. That's the max range of this half here. So if we look at actually playing a song that I have composed with notation software and converted into a MIDI file, I can play it through this program. And the sound is coming out of the keyboard here instead of my computer. And I can play at the same time. So it's neat to be able to play along with existing compositions that you may have. I wasn't able to get it to work with my notation software, so there's some sort of setting in my software that just isn't functioning properly. I'm going to unplug the pedal here and put the two halves together. Now it's still on, so hopefully we don't have sparks flying. Get this latched together here. Feels pretty solid. Like this is a pretty solid unit actually. I mean, if I bent it this way hard enough, I think I would snap that latch, but it holds together fairly well. You can see some of the circuit boards inside. Let us take a look at a few key components to this piano. Let's test out some of the repetition here. So we want to make sure that the keys can repeat. I'm impressed that there is no glitching happening like we had in the Foldano folding keyboard. There was a lot of glitching. We would play side-by-side tones and some of them just wouldn't. The other factor here is playing many tones at the same time. So if I play, let's say, a 7-key chord, we're getting all of those tones coming through, whereas before we were getting a lot of glitching. Now, if I add some tones here, let's just make it a 7th chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It seems like we're getting all of these tones. That's pretty impressive. What else can we do here? Let's test the full range of this keyboard now so you can hear all of the tones. We'll turn up this volume a little bit. Oy. Oh, that sounds like a real piano. You can hear the hammer hitting the string. That sounds a lot more real in the treble end with the 000 tone. That's not too bad. Actually, I do like the 000. It's a little bit more like a real piano, whereas 001, it's quite a bit more muffled. Okay, we'll keep that tone. Now, what else do we want to test? If we were to plug in the pedal and use it for the foot, see how that sounds. I don't know, I'm not liking that 000. Now I'm testing the clearing aspect of this pedal to be able to really see if it clears nicely. So if I were to play it's holding the tones. I'll try this 000 again. Okay, so that seems to work fairly fine. That sounds horrible. Let's try. Oh, definitely not honky tonk piano. Okay, the quality of sound coming out of the speakers is a little bit mediocre at best, but playing some more advanced pieces on here, it's more solid than the Foldano, but definitely not a real piano. It's actually hard to hear all of the tones coming out because of the quality of the speakers. But it can hold up to playing some fairly I haven't played that piece in a long time. It can hold up to some pretty quick playing, which is great. Definitely a good feature. So this is something for a beginner to intermediate player, I would say. Getting into more advanced playing, you definitely at that point will be investing in most likely an acoustic piano or a really good digital keyboard. Now, the cool thing is you can split this in half and travel with this. I actually don't mind this keyboard at all for just some basic playing. Maybe if I want to just start producing tracks, I just sit around. And maybe just mess around with chords. That is definitely suitable for that feature. And also practicing. If you're traveling a lot and you need a keyboard that you can take apart and put into a handy travel bag, I think this is absolutely perfect for that. This is a full-size keyboard. So we have full 88 keys on this one. And the key size, the width looks exactly right. Now, if we were to compare this Duo splicing piano with the Foldano keyboard, let's take a look. So here we have the Foldano folding keyboard. Nobody has won it yet, so I can still compare the two of these. We need 100 likes on this video to be able to give this away. As you can see, they are the same size when it comes to the keys. So we have, put this exactly in front of it. There's the midpoint. Now we have an exact copy in terms of the size of the two keyboards. So both full-size keyboards. This one is quite a bit thinner than the Duo splicing piano, but that comes at a cost as well. So having the added thickness, you pretty much have full-size travel of the keys. Now, not complete full-size travel, I would say maybe about 75%. So if a full key travels this much in a giant scale, this one only has about this much travel. So it's pretty close, but definitely a lot more than the Foldano. The Foldano is about half of the travel distance of the keys. You can see just by playing that keyboard, the Foldano, it gives us a lot of noise, like playing a computer keyboard. Now if I turn off the Duo splicing keyboard, a lot less noise. And it does feel a lot closer to a real piano in this case. Now the keys are still fairly flimsy. I mean, it's thin plastic after all, but again, that allows for this to be a light unit to be able to transport this quite easily. Now let's talk about transport. So the Duo splicing keyboard, you simply unplug everything. You go to the back, you unlatch it, take that apart. Now this part is just flush with the edge here, whereas this one has a bunch of units here that need to be protected. So that is where we put on this cap. Snaps on nicely. Very nice, very solid unit here. And we have this handy travel bag where there's an actual partition in here. So you can see that one half will end up going into one side of the bag, and I'm putting the keys on the inside. The other half goes just like that. You tighten up these drawstrings here, and then throw that over your shoulder and you're ready to go. So if you're going to fight crime by playing beautiful piano music, this is definitely the way to go. Now looking at the Foldano keyboard, we have a very unique setup here where you can just fold it into this handy little package. And then obviously to protect the keys, we want to do that and that. Now you don't get that key clanging noise, but also a very cool package. I feel like there could be a little bit more damage happening here, just in this area where the key bed is. Well, I guess the whole thing is a key bed, but in this portion of it, because it can get squashed. And the hinges are quite small, so potentially if you get some torsion here, you could bend those or even break them. But overall, not too bad of a package. This one does feel a lot more solid, but does take about, obviously, twice the length, because this is a full-size keyboard folded into 4 bits, 4 partitions, whereas this one's only folded into 2. So it's exactly twice the length, and therefore you need a little bit more room in your travel bag to carry this. So there you have it. This is the Duo Piano Splicing or Spliceable Portable Piano. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel, you leave a comment, and let me know what you thought of this review. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Michael Piano Hooks, and that's where I will be leaving a video of the draw for the winner of this keyboard. And I will be putting in names of subscribers and people following me on Instagram. So please make sure that you're doing both, and hopefully this will be in your hands in no time.